Peter. All right, so for this particular class, we're going to go over the chapter 4, star, plow, horse, puzzle, dog activity. Okay, this is going to reinforce that popularity percentage, the contribution margin, and then the average and the benchmark. Okay, so if you're on Zoom, go ahead and download this chapter 4, star, plow, horse, puzzle, dog activity, dated with today's date, 2/12/25. All right. So let me open that up on my computer. All right. So what we are going to do today is we're going to basically do two different menu analyses. Okay. Now I have, if you'll notice, there's two different menu analysis that we're going to do. So we're going to first analyze the menu, that's the top portion. And then after we've analyzed the menu, we're going to change some prices. Things will change on the bottom. Then we're going to reanalyze it. Okay. So we're going to work on the first one together as a group. And then we'll work on the second one. You can work on the second one individually. Okay. So, couple things to remember. Let me. Okay, so a couple things to remember. We have popularity percentage. We have contribution margin. Okay. How do we find the popularity percentage? How do we find popularity percentage?
How many of that dish is sold?
Okay, good. So we take how many the dish was sold. So let's just do a quick one together. Cheeseburger, hamburger, chicken sandwich, and hot dog. Okay. So, Zarina, give me a number between 5 and 50, but make it a multiple of 5. 20. Okay, good. 20 hamburgers. Andrew, Logan, give me a one for our hamburgers.
40.
40. Okay. Chicken sandwiches, Daniel?
15.
15. And hot dogs, Lydia?
25.
25. Okay. So now that's how much we sold of each. So our first step is to add everything up. So we add everything up. 6, 7, 10. What, do we get 100 without even trying? Nice. Good job, y'all. Although this is gonna be kind of weird because now this is 20% and this is 40%, so it's the exact same numbers, right? We're gonna divide by 100.
We're perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then we'll get our percentages. Okay, so 15% and 25%. Okay. Now, how do we know what is high and what is low? We have to find our benchmark. Okay. So for our benchmark, we take 100% and divide by what?
The number of items.
The number of items. So we have 4, that is equal to 25. And I'm going to say 80% is our benchmark. So we multiply 25 times 0.80 and we get, you're gonna need your calculators out. Anybody online? 25 times 0.80. 20. Okay. So 20 is our benchmark. All right. So is 20 higher or lower than 20?
It's
It's the same, right? So because it's the same, we're gonna go ahead and say call it higher, okay? Is 40 higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher. And our chicken sandwich 15% is lower and then higher, okay? So that's how we find our percentage category, whether it's higher or lower, okay? Contribution margins, okay, I'm just gonna write out some numbers. Our contribution margins, remember, that is our selling price minus our cost. Okay. So let's say we sell our cheeseburger for $12, our hamburger for $10, our chicken sandwich for 14, and our hot dog for 8. Okay. It cost me this is cheeseburger, so let's say this cost me $4. This cost me $3. Chicken sandwich cost me $4.50, and then my hot dog cost me $2.
So I have a question.
Yep.
For the popularity percentage, we used 80%. Where did the 80% come from?
So 80%, that is a factor that's always going to be given to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll always be given to you. Now, in your own restaurant, you're gonna want to say we want to establish what that percentage is. Basically, what we're saying is to be considered popular, we have to find 80% of the average popularity. So we take 100 divided by the number of items, that's our average popularity. And then to be considered really popular, in this case, we want to be 80% of that average. We could say 90, we could say 95. You could even say like 110% to be more popular than the average, right? So kind of whatever you decide you want that factor to be, okay? So 12 minus 4 is 8, 7, 950, and 6, okay? So to find our average, we add them all up. 16, 24.50, 30.50. Can someone check my math for me, please? Okay, so now we divide that by 4 since we have 4 menu items. And Lydia, what do we get?
7.63.
Okay, so 763. So is $8 higher or lower than our average? Higher. 7 is
Lower.
lower. 950 higher, and then our $6 is lower. Okay. So I'm just gonna draw a box right here. Oops. Draw my box. Okay. We have popularity and contribution margin. So what I like to do is I first like to find my dogs and my stars. Why?
Is
Yeah.
the easiest to do.
They're the easiest, right? It's high, high, and low, low. So that's what I like to do. I don't go line item by line item. I like to look for the one category at a time. So I have high, high, that is a star. Any more high highs? No. Okay. Dogs, any low lows?
No.
We do not. Okay. And so now it looks like high, low, high popularity, low contribution margin comes together in a plow horse. So that's our hamburger and our chicken sandwich. No,
Hot dog.
hot dog. There we go. Hot dog. And then the last one, low, high, is going to be our chicken sandwich is our puzzle.
Mhm.
Okay. So really quickly, we just created our four menu item, our 4-item menu, and did a quick analysis on it. So now let's go to our page over here and let's work on this together. Okay. So you'll notice I've already done the first 4 popularity percentages for you. I've already added everything up. Okay. So we need to find the other four popularity percentages, the other four contribution margins, and then we want to figure out what our percentages are, okay? Our averages. So the average contribution margin, and then this blue square here is going to be what 75% of our average popularity is, okay? So 50 divided by 175. 10 divided by 175. Remember, we take the item that we sold divided by 175, the total that was sold, 10 divided by 175. Okay,
Uh. Okay, no,
there we go.
Can you zoom in a little bit? I can't.
Sure. Okay. So we take the total number of items that we sold, divide by the number of that individual item, divided by the total items that we sold. Okay. Now, how many items do we have on our menu? 8. So 100 divided by 8 is 12.5. Okay. And then we want to multiply by the 0.75 that we are given. So 9.4. 9.4 is our average benchmark, our popularity benchmark. Okay. So 9.4%. Okay. So if that's 9.4%, now we can go into the column and do our analysis. Okay. This is our menu mix. Remember, menu mix is the same thing as popularity percentage. So is 22.9 higher or lower than 9.4? Okay. 14.3.
Higher.
Higher. 8.6.
Okay.
Put my caps on. 11.4 is higher. 28.6 obviously is higher. Lower, lower, and lower. Okay. Questions about what we just did so far? Any questions online?
No.
Oh, sorry, hold on, Russell. I need to reset my speakers. Okay, try again, Russell.
Hi.
Okay, any questions?
Can you repeat the 9.4?
Yeah, of course. So let me write it on the screen here. So we have 100, remember, our 100% divided by the number of items on our menu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's going to give me 12.5. So that's my average percentage. And if we look at the note right below right below the table, it says to be considered very popular, an item must meet 75% of the average. So this is the average, multiply by 0.75, and we get 9.3 something, which we rounded up to 9.4%.
yeah, 9.375.
Okay. Perfect. It's because I didn't see the 75%.
Awesome.
Thank
Cool.
you.
You're welcome. All right, so next is our contribution mark. Yeah, sorry.
Can you show how you got the popularity percentages again?
Yeah. So a popularity percentage, remember we're gonna take the part divided by the whole. So I took 50, this 50, and divided it by the 175. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. For contribution margin, we take our menu price of $6.25. We subtract our cost of $2.25. That's gonna give me my contribution margin of $4. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and do that for each item. So 583 minus 175 is 408. $5 minus $1.25 is $3.75. 625 minus 125 is $5. It's my contribution margin. How do we find the average? Sebastian. No, who's that in the back?
Diego?
Diego. I don't know why I said Sebastian. Sorry. Diego.
Repeat it again.
How do we find the average of anything?
To be honest, I was completely,
Okay, who can help him out? How do we find the average? Lydia.
Add together all of the CMs and then divide by the total number of items.
Exactly. So anytime we find the average of anything, we add up all of them and then divide by the number we have. Okay, so we're gonna add up our total. Now check this out for those of you, if you're working on Excel. Okay, I just highlight these contribution margins and right down here on the bottom of the screen, I have the sum is 34.18. It's kind of hard to see, it's really small. The average is $4.27. So I don't have to do any math. Excel does it for me. Okay, but if I were to add all of these up on my calculator, I would get $34.18. So I'm going to do that just to show you. So all of these is $34.18. I'm gonna divide that by 8 items because we have 8 items on our menu. And it comes up to $4.27. So $4.27. Okay. And now we can do our analysis for contribution margin. So is 540 higher or lower than 427?
higher.
Good. 367,
Lower.
428 by 1 penny.
No.
$4 is low, 408 is low, 375 and higher. Okay. So now we have this section done. Remember, we want to do our stars first because that's high. Any other highs? No. The next one is low.
Yes.
We've got our dog or 2 dogs.
3 dogs.
No, 2 dogs.
Oh, I read, wait, what?
Yep, so it looks like we have BLT and corn dogs as our dogs. Which one were you looking at?
I think I read crab cakes wrong.
Oh yeah, so what did you have for crab cakes?
Oh, I accidentally put low, I meant to put high.
Gotcha, okay, cool. So now,
That makes
something that I want to bring to your attention. Okay, I don't know why I did this, I apologize. But it's too late for me to fix it. So whenever I say something is like high or high low, I always put popularity first, high, and contribution margin second, right? But on our chart here, it's opposite. So we want to look at low contribution margins. This is where I would recommend that you draw your square. Okay, and you actually draw your dots and see where they connect. So low contribution margin, high popularity, that is our plow horse. Okay. And so while I have plow horse in my mind, knowing that it's high and low, or sorry, low and high, I'm going to come down here and anywhere that there's low, high, I'm going to go ahead and put my plow horse in. Okay. And then the last one is our puzzle because it's the one that remains. And if we want to test that, we have high contribution margin, low popularity, high and low, and that is in our puzzle. Okay. Any questions about how we analyze this menu? So the last thing you're gonna see is our food cost percentage over here. Food cost percentage. How do we find our food cost percentage?
Cost divided by sales.
Cost divided by sales. So we have this cost right here. We have the cost of $355.75. And we have our sales, $1,117.25. Right? That becomes 31.8%. Always want to have one decimal place on percentages. 31.8%.
Would you not round it up if there's an additional decimal place after it?
No, we would use, so for percentages, we're gonna use regular rounding rules. So if this was a 5 or higher, then yes, we would make it 31.9.
Okay.
But we'll use regular rounding rules, so 4 and below, we just keep it the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question. All right. Any questions about how we did that first table? Okay. What I'd like you to do now is go ahead and complete the table on the bottom, okay? Before you do that, I want to show you something real quick because as soon as you finish that, then you are good to go for the day. This is all we're going to work on today, okay? Let me do attendance before I let you guys disperse. Russell, Justina, and Garrett are online. Jessica. Okay, so we're just missing Jessica, Soraya, and Sebastian. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at your homework assignments. Okay. Now, the first one in the series was that benchmark assignment that hopefully all of y'all did before you came into class. Popularity benchmark, average contribution margin. Okay. Then we have the analyzing menu mix homework. So this analyzing menu mix homework is going to be very similar to what we did on this page here. Okay. What I recommend is you go ahead and download this document, okay? You'll see you're going to find all your contribution margins, all of your popularity percentages, and then we have your high and low categories, and then you have the category that it falls under, okay? When we preview this, the chicken sandwich has a contribution margin of, chicken sandwich is a popularity percentage of, okay? So you're just that's why I recommend that you print out the paper, because then you can write it all in, and then you can just go down and check off and type your answers into your quiz, okay? So contribution margin and popularity of each item. And then the average contribution margin. This is your benchmark using 80% as your benchmark. And then basically you're going to select which category that item belongs to, okay? And then that overall food cost percentage for the period. So just like what we did here on these two, okay? Then once you have that down and you have it good, okay? You have 10 attempts on this quiz. So you try it, doesn't work. Maybe try it one more time, still doesn't work, then jump on my office hours, or come see me and say, Mr. Minsky, this is the answers I'm getting. This is how I get the answers. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, okay? So you have 10 attempts to do this quiz. Then once you have mastered this one, then you go on to the chapter 4 exam, okay? The chapter 4 exam there's gonna be the first 9 questions are going to be multiple choice questions, okay? 10 through 70 are going to be on this page here, okay? So let me show you the preview while that one is uploading, okay? So for this one, the first 9 questions are multiple choice, okay? Then, starting with question 10, on this page here, you'll notice these are the questions, and this is number 10, the food cost percentage. Okay, so again, if you print this out, questions 10 through 21 all use which tool?
Triangle.
The triangle tool, okay? So questions 10 through 21 is all the triangle tools, okay? Then we come over to here. Why it's not letting me go, there it is. Okay, so now we come over here to the charts, and this looks very familiar, okay? Now, the main difference here is you've done plenty of practice with your popularity percentage, you've done plenty of practice with your contribution margin. So I've given you all of that information. All you have to find, number 25, is gonna be our popularity benchmark. Question number 26 is going to be your average contribution margin. And then 27 through 40 is gonna be high or low. Your category is high or low. 41 through 47 is the actual category name, okay? And then you're gonna do it all over again. When you reanalyze the menu on the second time, 48, popularity benchmark. I will tell you, popularity benchmark does not change on this one. 49, your contribution margin will change because we've changed prices, okay? So your contribution margin will change for number 49. So 50 to 70 is going to be how things change for the after the menu analysis, okay? There is a question 71. You do not have to answer that, okay? I took off question 71 because with question 71, it wouldn't give you your grade until I graded question 71. So I want you to have instant feedback. So I took out question 71. Basically, 71 was just what changes, like which menu items change from one category to another. So you can look at that and you can analyze that yourself. So I took that out so that as soon as you hit submit, you will get instant feedback, okay? You have 25 attempts on this assignment, okay? So you can't come back and be like, Mr. Uminski did not give us enough attempts. Mr. Uminski did not allow us enough times to retake it. You have 25 attempts. You should end up with 100 on this assignment, okay? Because if you don't get it, you need to come see me in my office hours or schedule a time for tutoring, okay? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you, okay? I guess I skipped 24 and 22, 23 and 24. Total cost, total sales, and then your food cost percentage, okay? Questions, comments, concerns about this? So remember, you want to do, in this order, your benchmark assignment. Oops, modules. You want to do your benchmark assignment. You want to do the analyzing menu mix and then the chapter 4 exam, okay? There is a week separating each one of these. But what I would recommend is that you just get them done. Once you finish your popularity benchmark, you get that done, go ahead and do the analyzing menu mix homework. Once you get that done, do the chapter 4 exam while it's fresh in your head, okay? You don't have to wait all the way until March 3rd to do the chapter 4 exam. All right, so what I'd like you to do is go ahead and work on that bottom one. Go ahead and fill it all out. When you have it done, come see me. If you're online, you can put your answers in the chat. Or you can turn your camera on and just show me that you have the work done on your camera, so you don't have to type it all out. That's fine with me too.